All right, we have one final presentation in here, and we will play a video in a moment. And the presentation is by our next keynote speaker, Henrik from Welt, Wunder.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin. Wake up!
Hello, everybody. Only a few left. My name is Henrik. I'm from Germany. I'm a producer and I own a couple of TV networks in Germany and Switzerland. I'm happy to be here. We're talking about a media project today, which I would like to introduce to you. We call it a little bit the new area of content distribution. In the center of that project stands our own cryptocurrency, the Milk, the micro-licensing coin. But before I explain that, I want to introduce my company, where we're coming from, and what the project is about. Sound.
For more than 20 years now, Welt Wunder has been on television. It started back in 1996. We wanted to win over our audience with sophisticated content and high-quality visuals and prove that these two things aren't mutually exclusive when it comes to achieving success. Our audience thought so too. So Welt Wunder became one of the leading brands in German television. It even became a trendsetter. Before we entered the market, the topic of knowledge was widely neglected on all channels. Welt Wunder grew far beyond the borders of Germany and was sold to more than 30 countries. We became known as quality producers around the world and fully aware of the needs of most TV stations and content buyers. Therefore, we also know the difficulties that many producers have bringing their products to market. Since 2013, Welt Wunder has also been a TV network in Germany and Switzerland, so we know the needs of content buyers as well. Because as a broadcaster, we also rely on good content from others. This experience, combined with our own networks, now form the basis to make quality content more easily available worldwide and to develop an innovative marketplace for developing high-quality productions. The demand for high-quality content is growing throughout the world. Countless TV stations and expanding VOD platforms have an insatiable need for good content. Online newspapers and magazines also need to position themselves in the World Wide Web and are in urgent need of videos. On all online publishing platforms, quality videos have established themselves as marketing drivers. Whoever can't provide them will fall behind and lose users. So the demand appears to be there. But how will content buyers know where to find appropriate content? Our ICO project will provide the answer. A virtual marketplace full of solid professional content will bring leading quality producers closer to an international market. We want buyers and sellers to be able to meet one another, just like at a TV market trade fair, but on the internet. So far, so good. But there are problems that have to be solved. International license contracts without standards and norms make life difficult for producers and broadcasters. So what would it be like if they could overcome this situation in the future? But not only contracts cost money, distribution and sales departments often intercede between buyers and sellers and increase prices. The solution to the problem lies in innovative blockchain technology. When used correctly, This innovation has managed to control more and more segments of the global economy and leads to simplification and reorganization of business. Smart contracts in particular, virtual agreements that are filed in the blockchain, are excellent tools to completely reorganize certain parts of the world. In our project, smart contracts will map the most relevant international contract norms and manage them in a way that is legally watertight. A content seller matches his content with the appropriate smart contract that describes, for example, for which uses and license periods he provides his content to a contract partner. The buyer only has to confirm the contract to finalize the deal. Payment will be managed securely via blockchain as well. So, to sum up, a content marketplace for professional video and TV licenses, combined with innovative blockchain technology. Standardized smart contracts provide legal security and simplify sales and billing. At the center of the future trading is our own cryptocurrency, Milk, the micro-licensing coin. The name describes exactly what the Milk was designed for. Our vision is that the Milk evolves into an important currency within the global media industry. A disruptive business model? Possibly. But it's a business model that can certainly change a lot.
So this is what the project is about. As you can see, it is a professional project developed by professionals for professionals. We are in the industry, in the content industry, since many, many decades. We know what the problems are. And as you have seen in the video, licensing, contracting, payments, chain of rights, archives is actually something what the blockchain was made for. So it really, really fits to the demands of the industry. We need a couple of more things. Right in the center of our project stands our TV or broadcast technology motor. We call it the Swiss knife motor. It was developed by our Swiss colleagues from the Swiss Text. Swiss Text is the daughter company of SRG, which is the public Swiss television. And they started already 4 years ago to come up with I call it the fastest broadcast Lambo around. It's really, really a fancy, fancy motor, which actually brings asset A from a content owner, for example, to the content buyer with many, many features. Short status check, it's ready, it's on the market, it's on NAB and a lot of other exhibitions. We as broadcasters use the system already for our networks. There's a shared content platform in Switzerland, so it's already in use. And what we have to do is we have to customize this a little bit. What we add onto that machine is some kind of, we call it an Amazon Prime shop for professionals. As I said, we're talking about professional content to professional buyers, and this is, oops, a little bit not correct, but this is when we launched the platform in October to this year already. Our aim is that we can show the result at MIP. MIP is the big TV exhibition in South France where all the industry meets twice a year, and we hope that we can show the project there already. Swiss Text is our partner, a very strong technology company. We're really proud to have them on board. So what do we need next is what was mentioned in the video as well. We generated with our law firms, very experienced international licensing law firms, some kind of legal contract configurator. You can imagine that you, as a content seller, for example, go into that platform. If you're a small producer, it's important for you in particular because lawyers cost a lot of money. We provide you with a contract configurator, which makes it easy for you to combine your content with what you need, to whom you want to sell, how many years, and so on and so on. And it's legally binding. We call it some kind of variety of world standard or licensing contracts. This is one service the platform provides you with. The other one is a chain of rights archive, very important in our industry. I need to know whether you are the content owner or not. very important, especially when it comes to new ideas. You can go onto that platform, pitch your new idea, your new format, and it's really, really important that nobody steals it from you. So this is what the blockchain actually was made for. It's really helpful. As well, easy payments via smart contracts. We mentioned that. You know the system a little bit. Provides you with legal issue, licensing, execution, rights management. The way it works is a little bit the kind of if, when, then thing. So the smart contracts actually made the money which is in the industry more intelligent than it is right now. It's a perfect service, actually. Ready in October 2018 as well. So both that service structure and the platform will go live in October. And so far, we can really say that it's a non-existing service in the worldwide licensing industry. I mentioned that it's a $500 billion market, so it's really, really a huge industrial ecosystem. And our partner here is the Swisscom. Swisscom is one of the largest telco groups in Europe. They provide us with a lot of programming support beside our teams. They have a couple of 50 programmers in-house, so it's really cool to work with them on that project as well. Trust is a very important thing in the ICO world. If you are into that, you might see a lot of projects, but a lot of time you have to ask yourself whether you can trust those projects. Here we have 3 partners, as I mentioned. That's us, Welt, Wunder, World of Wonder. We are in the business since more than 22 years. Run our own broadcast networks, and we are kind of one of the strongest media brands in the German, Austrian, and Switzerland territories. Few of you might have heard about us here as well. Our investment in the platform is our international client network. We know a lot of people in the industry because we are in that industry since a very long time, and we provide the broadcast engine I mentioned before with the First Fuel, which is our own library, something like 20,000 program hours with a production value of around 200 million. So this is our invest. There are other libraries are already lining up. Other content owners want to join the project as well, but I'll talk about that later. Swiss Text, Swiss state-owned company. As I said, a daughter company of the Swiss television, the public television. Their invest is the Media Hub, developed over the last few years. Cost them quite a few millions to set that up. And last but not least, we have the Swisscom, half Swiss state-owned company, one of the largest telco groups in Europe. I mentioned that. And they provide us with blockchain programming and ICO consultancy and a lot of clients. So this is the group of that ICO. Legally, regulation is a very important thing, so we spent a couple of months to talk to our regulators, which is the BaFin in Germany, quite tough organization. We put the project onto their desk. They gave the approval, and we received the approval. So what we can provide the ICO with is a legal protection for any investor. This is, out of our perspective, very, very, very important. Some clients are online already. MSM, Microsoft, we are partners with them since more than 10 years. Bluewin is the largest online publishing platform in Switzerland. Funke Media Group, Tamedia, big publishing groups in Germany and Swiss. We have Universal International Music Licensing on board, which is kind of interesting because they realized that the system we have developed works for music licensing as well. Glomex is a daughter company of ProSiebenSat.1. ProSiebenSat.1 is one of the largest TV groups in Europe. Actually, Glomex is a competing platform. They have a video distribution platform as well, but the platform we provide the market with is not the new iTunes. It's an open source platform. Anybody can go onto that platform and develop its own market. So that they come on board as distributors with access to more than 400 publishers. So they realize that we are not blocking anyone. We're inviting everyone to join that new system. The BBC discussions have started recently. We are not that far with them, but it's interesting for us that these guys are calling us. Mediacom is a big media agency providing advertisement in Europe. I guess it's the largest media agency in Europe. They realized that even for commercial trading, the platform could work, it will work. So we will have workshops with them pretty soon talking about that. Partner for our marketing strategy is Google. Google just recently said that they don't want to do ICO advertisement anymore. We are an exception because they saw our project, they saw that it's great, and they became sort of our lead agency. So they're really driving the whole marketing campaign worldwide, and that will start next week. So many customers are lining up already, other content owners, big libraries, and we haven't even started the distribution. That should come after the ICO. This is a little bit what we are aiming for. Starting from Germany and Switzerland, we want to establish so-called milk hubs in any relevant country to reflect the national content markets, to provide those national markets with the service they need. We're really proud that we have opened up our first milk hub in China with really good old friends from me. They will become the milk partners in China and just make sure that good content from China can get into the world and the other way around. So, this is something I read just recently, make me think a little bit about the ICO and the cryptocurrency world. Warren Buffett, that big financial guy, recently said that he thinks that Bitcoin is not an invest. You buy a Bitcoin and you hope that somebody pays a little bit more for that. And actually I thought he's right. But what he didn't have in his mind by that time is something I would call this the industrial token evolution or the hidden power of utility token. What we have developed is an industrial token. It's not something which was developed for that crypto market. It was developed for a whole huge industry ecosystem called the media ecosystem, and it has a use. So my industry is not interested in speculating in tokens. They want to use something which really helps them to operate their business a little bit better, and this is what the technology is for. And I really foresee that, I think that that guy still has some question marks what that means, but I really foresee that these industrial tokens become more and more relevant. Media industry is one of those large industry ecosystems, but there's the car industry, there's the fashion industry, the consumer electronic industry. And personally, I think that token layers in those industries are really, really a cool thing. And this, out of my perspective, will change the whole cryptocurrency market a lot. So my suggestion to Warren Buffett is better get some milk at a certain point, and sooner or later I really think that those guys will. They will get into that market pretty soon as they realize that utility tokens is an invest. It's not a speculation, it's an investment in ecosystems, and they will generate a lot of value. So we see something coming. I do not know whether you see it. The platform we have developed, we call it a matrix platform. It has a huge depth. I'm scratching on the surface here a bit, but there are many opportunities into that platform. We have something like 1,000 investors already on board. A strong and very, very nice community which have invested already, and we make a lot of tests with them. They've been some sort of beta testers for us. And one interesting question from them was whether we could become something like the Ethereum platform for media. And we said, yes, this is actually what the Milk Matrix is about. You can generate your own markets on that platform. It's a standard that makes things easier for everyone. We're not blocking anyone. Competitors are allowed. We're not disrupting anything. We're integrating things. And actually, all you have to provide the platform is with some gas or some fees, which helps the service to develop further and further and further. But our idea is the bigger the platform become, the less the transaction fee will be. So I really like that image a lot. They asked us a couple of other things. You as a token holder, you have to bring your token to an exchange in order to change it into whatever, into money. And those guys asked us whether they could leave the tokens onto our platform because the demand will come out of the industry anyway. We need a license for that, but we're working on that. It's not very complicated. That should happen after the ICO so that we can really keep the tokens from our investors and give them to the industry as soon as they ask for them. Build your own market on the Milk platform. I mentioned that already. Whoever you are, whether you're coming out of the music industry, commercial industry, movie industry, entertainment, whatever, go ahead and find your clients. The platform brings everyone together. You can invest on the Milk platform. A lot of investors ask us whether they can invest directly into media products. Usually it's a closed shop world, and we're not talking to investors who are not part of the media industry. In that particular case, we're bringing those communities together, and of course it's possible to invest with the Milk token directly into a project if you like it and participate on that. And once in a while, that means big money. And with that, you support quality program. The market is getting bigger, it's getting more visible, even for smaller producers. They have more access to bigger networks. They are looking for program at any time, but most of the time they cannot find them or cannot find each other. So with that platform, the market makes everyone more visible. A lot of things are possible. Market is getting bigger, and that will support the quality of program. And as a producer, I really believe in quality program. There's way more than that. We call it the first representative of the industrial media token evolution. I looked around and I was researching whether there is another industrial token on the market right now. So far, I haven't seen anyone, but as I said, my prediction is there will be a couple of them soon, and I'm really happy that our team comes on board with that version of a token or with that expression of what tokenization could mean for the global economy. This is our timeline. We have started with a community pre-sale. There was a closed shop pre-sale. Pre-sale is open next week till the end of June, beginning of July. The public sale will start. Meanwhile, we're having a lot of private sale discussions with bigger investors. Token supply is only 40 millions. 20 millions will get, or almost 21 million will get out. This is what we want to achieve, something like 21 million euro. That would be really, really fantastic. I would call it, we have kind of the hammer of Thor in our hands. Really powerful, gives us a lot of opportunities. As everybody knows, there is an oversigning perspective in those token sale processes. So if we would sell any token for a certain price, the price for the public sale is 479. We have a hard cap like 90 million euro. As the price comes along with a lot of, in several steps, we won't achieve that, but if we're getting closer to the hard cap, we won't have only the hammer of Thor in our hand, we would have a sharp Excalibur-like sword in our hand. The arm who swings that is pretty much trained, and we exactly know what we can do with that and how we can influence the industry with that. We know that the token price with 4.79 is quite expensive, but that was our intention. We were not so much interested in bringing all these pocket money trading moon kiddies on board. We're talking more to the big boys and big girls. We want to have a professional community who really feels involved into that industry. This is the catalyst which really explains the industry to them or to anyone and really helps to make money out of that industry. So one last images. This is what's going to happen out of my perspective. As I mentioned, it's the whole industry using a token, not speculating. And if those industries start using a token, they could generate a frightening demand. And what does that mean for you as an investor? In our particular case, I would say you better got some milk. Thank you.